Hello, everyone. Um, so as the started like 4 seconds in. Okay, so there has been this thing started moving way faster than I thought. So I was doing some research already this morning, trying to work on the next video. Because I did want to look into them one more time. Because at this point, I've already made my decision, right? My personal decision. I don't like them. I don't want it. So I canceled it. That's just me. I don't like it. There's too many, uh, besides the scam stuff, which we're gonna get into. Um, Besides that, like the reviews for me just weren't. There was too many negative ones. I didn't see enough success stories. I didn't see any success stories besides the weird, overzealous ones that were on that review website, that were just too nice for me to accept. And that's just me. Okay, I'm a very untrusting person. It's hard for me to trust things like that because I have been burned in the past. So I've become very cautious. And I think what also needs to be kept in mind is that, please do not, like, I just want to make sure everyone remembers that, I was very clear for this specific reason because I didn't want to be hogtied to one narrative. I was very clear that I cannot for sure say that Kover is a scam. What I found during my own personal, 2 hour search across the internet was that I didn't want to pay for this company anymore. Okay. I just want to make sure that's very, very clear. I didn't feel good about it, so I canceled it. I didn't tell you guys to do that. I just wanted people to go do their own research. And the reason I want so many people to talk about it is so we could get answers. Like, figure out if it is a scam or not. And I do appreciate people talking about it, whether, it's in a positive or negative light, because the bottom line is I just want answers. That's all. I do think that and again, we're going to get into the scam thing because there is some things we need to address, which is why, the fraud kind of cases I was showing that were linked to the information shown on the DNS website. Also, please note that I'm just a kid. I'm not a cybersecurity research expert, Pentagon hacker. I have, a minor in computer science, but that's not cybersecurity. I basically know like three coding languages. That's it. I could get your computer to tell you hello world. Like, I'm not a hacker or anything. This was just basic remedial search that anyone can do on Google. Anyone can go and look up who is Kover.ai and see the same information I saw, right? But you know what, let's just go ahead and address it, right? Let's just go ahead and address the so in some of my videos I showed some of these websites, right, that kind of linked back to uh the information that was presented to me on this domain right here, right? Kover.ai. This is what it says. Now, right here is what I was searching for. All right, so the server is Namecheap. Actually no, I think the website, they just created the website. I'm pretty sure, because we'll get into that. We're just gonna get into everything, okay? Potato Faith. Oh, also apologize. Yes, this is potato. I apologize that you're having to see me as a potato, okay? Because I look like a potato today. I look like a potato today, to be honest. I'm not feeling too great. I was running a fever yesterday, which is why I haven't really responded to any. Thank you so much, everyone that's like, come over to my channel, just whatever. Subscribed, commented, whatever. Just thank you for coming over. I appreciate it. But stick around, because I need to clear some things up for you, okay? Because people are starting to talk, and I feel like it's my responsibility to clear up the air, but for some misinformation. anyways, so this is the first thing we gotta go over here. So somebody commented on my video. I can't I don't know what happened to it. Every time I went in to try and look at it, it was gone. So I don't know if they deleted it for whatever reason, but again, I am not a cybersecurity person. I'm just an average Joe who saw this and was just like, okay, this must be their information. Let's go look it up. But and if you look here, I'll tell you why I thought that. I saw this withheld for privacy purposes. Like, right, yeah, they want to, right, they don't want their name out there. Okay, that makes sense. Register an organization. Yeah, okay. Privacy service provide. Yep. Withheld for privacy. EHF. So this was the only information I had. Now, none of this says withheld for privacy purposes. And if you're just an average Joe, like me, you might think, hey, that is maybe their information. That's probably what it is. So I just looked up what was tied to that information. And that is why you see so many scams, okay? Now that's still an issue to me. Okay, they have malware reports. Now, from here on out, when I say we, it's not going to be recurring to or they. We're gonna put Kover over in the corner. Okay, we're gonna put Kover in his little corner. Okay, you're still in trouble. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not saying these scams are tied to you. Okay, I understand that these might not be tied to you. There's no way for me to freaking know. Now, this dude that Google Krebs here, he gets a couple IPs, um, and these IPs all have that information. Now this is why. So Namecheap, I'm gonna show you guys the website, and I'm gonna let this guy, whose YouTube channel I found. He's actually, I think he's kind of funny. I like him. He only has 1 subscriber. So I'm gonna put his channel, at least the 2 videos he posted. I don't know what he's trying to do for his channel or anything, but the 2 videos he posted, he talks about what I'm about to give you a brief summary on. Okay, so this guy talks about, so when you Google, well, let me just show you. When you Google withheld for privacy, you are taking to, well, this is one of the articles that pops up. Okay, in March 4th, 2021, Namecheap announces that they're changing their privacy server. Okay, they introduced this person withheld for privacy, and when you go to the withheld for privacy, now I didn't do this before, and that was on me, because I didn't understand. I just saw the withheld for privacy on the name and the organization, so I just thought, not having any experience in the field, that okay, that's just what they're withholding. All this other information must be tied to you, right? But no, this is what they put in for everybody. Okay, so withheld. Now it's still a little weird to me that uh that this links to a like a dildo museum. Like, why would you do that? Still, it's weird. It's a dildo museum, by the way, not a dildo shop. I know I said that several times, but it wasn't pointed out to me. Why did Namecheap do this? I don't know. But I think I have a few guesses. And I'm gonna let this guy explain some of what was going on with Namecheap and this new privacy company they introduce, and why that's a little weird. Okay, so I'll let the clip play.
I received an interesting article from Namecheap about them changing their domain privacy, introducing withheld for privacy. After careful consideration, we have decided to switch domain privacy protection service providers from WhoisGuard to withheld for privacy, and stays with Namecheap. Let me explain something right here. This is a bunch of legal speak that just occurred. And for those of us who have had the unfortunate experience of dealing with such legal speak, This did not say that withheld for privacy cannot access your data. It did not say that. It simply said it does not require it, and it did not say that it cannot access it on Namecheap. It simply said that the information, your contact information, your personal information, will stay with Namecheap, not that withheld for privacy could not access it. Keep that in mind, as well as I cannot find this company by doing a search. This is the name they gave us, and it says it's based in Iceland. You would think this would be simple to solve. I wish to add an addendum to yesterday's ranting and rambling of the domain privacy changing at Namecheap, as we took a look at on their blog yesterday, and so let us continue with that. New information has come to light, I believe, and I believe it will interest all of you greatly, and I wish to see the repercussions and ask some questions. Hopefully some of you may be able to shed some light, since my feeble mind does not seem up to such a task. It says it's PHP, fantastic. It's live chat, whatever. So, here we have, from Juliana Merdza, I apologize for the butchery, I am American, we butcher many things, mostly meat, delicious meat. I do appreciate your waiting, could you check this link? The person who responded and cleverly blurred your name, excellent. They respond with, that is literally the blog post and email I talked about in the beginning of the chat. Are you seriously unable to answer the question? Who is withheld for privacy? The website is 83 days old. And of course. So, this person then gave them the domain. Juliana Merdza then replied with, do I understand you correctly? You need to know more info regarding this domain, withheldforprivacy.com. The person who took the screenshot then said, no, I need more information on the company, Withheld for Privacy. There is no information on this company, no, none, zero. Juliana Merdza replies with this bombshell. It is a substitution of WhoisGuard. It has similar functions, data protection, for example, and it belongs to Namecheap.
Alright, so he explained that, right? So it's weird to him because he gets that person to admit that Namecheap owns this website, and when he asked, like, he couldn't find withheld for privacy, nobody could find withheld for privacy. The only comment I came across that said that they found the company leads to a 404, so it's undetermined, but this guy can't find it, and then he gets customer service from Namecheap to admit that it's owned by Namecheap. So Namecheap owns their own privacy. Now, I'm not a lawyer or privacy expert, but at the end of this dude's video, he kind of asked, like, why do you think they would do this? And it was concerning to enough people that they actually left Namecheap because they just didn't like that. But Namecheap is actually, that's why so many of these scams, right, had that information. So we cleared that up. That was my mistake. Like I said, I'm an idiot. Like, I don't know. So all these things are from Namecheap. Like, all these people are like, who is this person? Like, what? Like, why is... This is all Namecheap, okay? These are all domains created on Namecheap. So what does that say? Well, that says that Namecheap has a scamming problem. And it's really easy for a lot of people in a malware problem. You know, it does seem that if you were going to scam people, Namecheap is probably going to be the domain you're going to use. Because I think a lot of people speculated that throughout these forums kind of talking about why Namecheap did this is it's just easier for them to not get dinged when they have fraudulent behavior, because they like, I don't know, I really don't know, but that was kind of like what people were saying. Again, with Kover's sitting over in the corner, okay? I can't point my finger at Kover for this stuff, but I can say that Namecheap is definitely the place if you were going to scam people. That seems to be where people like to make their websites the most. I'm not the only one with this sentiment, because when you go look over here at a few articles that I had pulled up, so there's a few mentioning Namecheap. This past week I had two items pop up. The first was about Facebook suing domain registrar Namecheap for allowing domains that impersonate the social media company and can be used. And notice this date, right? March 12th, 2020. Social media can be used for scams. The second was a plea by the Electronic Frontier Foundation to join in its crusade to stop the sale of the .org domain. It took me a moment to realize these are linked. Namecheap is known for its refusal, short of a court order, to crack down on bad actors who register domains used to spread malware, steal personal information, send spam, and conduct cyber attacks. When I read an article like that, and I see that Kover is using Namecheap to make their website, and that people are saying, that they're not getting what was promised to them. Those are three strikes for me, and you're out, kid. You're out. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, I see people saying, that not so nice people like to use Namecheap because it's easy to get away with stuff. Namecheap obviously doesn't care. So at this point, 2020, it was starting to become known that Namecheap was not the greatest thing in the world, right? Like they were starting to account for a lot of the spam because they weren't cracking down on it, and in fact, they were almost protecting these people in a sense. And like there's so many things that go on in the background with people that have a lot of money that you and I will never know about. I don't know how this works, but like you see something like that, it's just like, do you feel comfortable giving your information, your credit card? I definitely wish I didn't. Your IP address, everything to this website Kover that uses Namecheap, that is known to not care if it steals, if the domain steals your information, sells it, uses it, abuses it, whatever. It's just it's a little weird that a prominent company just uses a quick 5-minute make your own website. That's weird. According to cyber monitoring firm Spamhaus, 25% of so-called botnet domains were registered through Namecheap, making it the third straight year it held the title as the company with the most abused domains. I'm not giving, sorry, but if you created your website on Namecheap, I'm not giving you my information, just out of principle. But that makes me even more uncomfortable to want to give you my information, even if you're offering a legitimate service. That's what I would guess. They did this to save face, so they would stop getting these reports, and they could have a little more control over the game that they're playing. And it's a lot easier for them to, to rampage on. So I think they did this to save face because they were being linked to so many scams, and it was, they were. I don't know. I don't know what repercussions come when you find out that a website you're hosting is fraudulent, but I'm assuming there are some. So there's articles out there talking about. So that was one article. Yeah, it's just very easy for people to scam people on this through Namecheap, and Namecheap is complicit in it, and they don't care. So because you don't care, I'm going to care. I'm not going to give you my information, sir, anymore. I know you have it, but I'm not going to give you anymore. And the interesting thing is, when I pinged their IP address through the Windows prompt, it told me that their IP was, just do it again, okay? Right here. Told me their IP was this, 18 point, but of course this could be VPN or whatever. But when I Googled it, first on IP address, it goes straight to Amazon Technologies, ISP, and Amazon.com. And it says that one of their owners is Changping there, but there was one Changping tied to Amazon, and when this IP reroutes, it's to Amazon. So this could also be a Amazon I just thought that was interesting. Not even like as a bad thing, just thought it was interesting that had ties to Amazon and his name, but could be a completely different Chingping. So these are the people. These are actually the people here. And I guess in summary, because I really don't know, I feel like at this point, I don't know how much deeper I could dig. Because I don't know how to like specifically, at that point I think it's illegal for me to start like trying to hack into these people's like, information website. Like I'm not even attempting to do that. I'm just Googling legal information that I'm allowed to look at, right? And so I guess in summary, again, I want to make it clear. And if I did, someone punch me in the face because I don't remember it. I never said that I could definitively say that Kover is a scam. But the things that I have found, well, I can't, really point to the fraud websites that I had been pulling up where people are like, "Who is this? Who is this? Who is this?" And it's all the same information because it's withheld for privacy, which again is still linked to a dildo museum. That's still weird. Still weird. But I'll let it slick and slide. But the fact remains that Namecheap, because they were getting so much heat on their last, so much heat from all these scammers enjoying their website because Namecheap doesn't crack down on scams or fraud. They're just basically a hot tub for scammers. Like they come, they have barbecues, like they got the whole nine yards there. It's a playground for them basically. There's way too many negative things on the internet still about Cover and them not. You know what? They're not even convincing. You should just keep this in mind that you're going to be paying monthly for these people, and there is no guarantee. Nobody can guarantee you that they're going to get you reactivated. And they don't state this, but I just feel like they don't paint the picture clearly enough, right? Because they do want you to think that you can, so you'll pay for it. And I can't speak for the other benefits, but still, people were saying that they weren't getting payouts or that they were being interrogated about them way more than they thought they would because, like, it's just like, I'm paying you, just give me the money. Like, I'm saying this, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. But, so with all that and the fact that Namecheap is a hub for scammers, I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel comfortable doing that, sorry. But and the fact that my bank said that they had been getting calls because, like, why don't you just let why don't you just let people cancel? Like, I've never, I don't think I've ever seen that. Um, but like, I've never seen that. You have all these other nice features on your website. It shouldn't. I've designed websites before, and I know it's not hard to just create a button that says uh cancel your subscription. Like to me that's just and I'm still not happy you guys never responded to me. That wasn't cool. I shouldn't have to go through my bank to get charges to stop because you don't want to respond to my emails. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. And I don't know how many, and I was just paying $7 and they didn't want to cancel it. I don't know if it's incompetence, if they don't have enough people in their customer service, and this is why people aren't getting payouts because they just don't have enough people to go over all these cases. They got maybe one or two people back there checking emails. I don't know. If you if you are legitimate, you know, maybe you need to step it up and start giving people more payouts because I don't think a lot of people are very happy with the service that they've gotten from you guys. I still am not going to say it is for sure a scam. Obviously, there was some mistakes made on my part, but again, I'm not a professional. I never said I was a cybersecurity analyst or Pentagon hacker. I was just trying to research for myself and make a personal decision and take you guys along with me and kind of if the information struck with you and you felt like yeah I don't really like that either or hey I don't like what they're offering at these price points because they don't show you on the website from what I could see in the two other payment options. They just show you get all this stuff at $7, but ideally at $7 you get nothing basically. So you're driving a $300 car, and $100 will help you. Uh, to me, that's just not. You really got to pay at the other two price points to be worth it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna sound cynical because again, this is my observation of it and my personal intake. And my personal intake was, I'm not giving you any more money or my information. That's just my personal opinion. Sorry. Uh, I'm sure you guys aren't tied to these Russian oil scams, but maybe if you want to put yourself in a better light, you should move to a different website hosting service. And again, I just want to apologize again because I am sorry for naming names, regardless of all the information. That wasn't my intention or purpose to be like throwing people under the bus because that's not fair. That's just not fair. That's not fair to anyone. Like another YouTuber said to me, I don't know if he wants to be named, but another YouTuber said to me because I was just like, man, I feel terrible because I didn't want to make anyone feel bad. It's just like in hindsight, I could definitely see. I was like, because I was still paying for it at the time, and I couldn't get them to cancel it, and I think that's what was really getting on my nerves. Is just like why won't they let? And you could like see I'm not happy in that video either, and I don't like feeling like I'm getting taken advantage of whatsoever. So those are my thoughts. I'm still not paying for it. Sorry. Even with all that, it's still too sketchy to me. And not enough people rave about it. I know it hasn't been around that long, but you would think because of that they would be more inclined to help more people out so the word gets out that they are, helping people. Again, I'm very sorry for calling out names. I had cut it out, but it had already gotten talked about, and that's fair. Um, and I did make the video, obviously already apologizing, but I look up to a lot of these people, and I've watched them for years. I was a little passionate in that video, and I definitely, I don't want to name names. These people all like most most of these people, besides one specific one that I know about that has lately been proven to scam people. It's a specific gig tuber that I think a lot of people know about. But besides him, I don't know anybody else that has ill intent for their viewers or wants to put them in a bad place. And I wholly believe these people, especially when I look into Gig Life's eyes. I can tell that man wants to just give you a hug. Like, that man seems so sweet and sincere, and he is definitely not a bad guy. I can't make any decisions for you. You have to make that decision for yourself. But I do think there need to be a critical piece on Kover because it's not all rainbow and sunshines. There are negative reviews out there about them. There's always going to be negative reviews about everybody. But there was enough information and left turns for me that I was just like, it's not worth it for me. It's not worth it for me. And that's it. Like that's all it is. So this is probably the last video I'm gonna make on it. Thank you to everyone that has come by on my channel. Like I said, this actually I wasn't planning on doing another cover video, but I felt like I had to because I messed up or offered misinformation, and I don't. I want to be very clear about that the second it happens. So I'm I'm staying up to get this out as soon as I can, and people are talking about it. We can get more clear answers, especially because people have direct lines to cover. But personally, I'm still done with them. But thank you guys. I'm sorry for the ripples, but I felt like someone had to criticize or make some of these things aware because it's not all rainbows and sunshines, and you need to look a little closely before you give Kobe your credit card information. But yeah, so Ohio, Ohio Part 2 tomorrow because I gotta do this video now. Ohio Part 2 tomorrow, but just thank you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by, whether it was to critique, whether it was positive or negative, whatever. Thank you for stopping by. And a, a YouTuber kind of said this to me, and I agree with him. I don't want this to be I just want to make it clear that I'm not trying to make this a creator versus creator thing. I'm trying to bring this awareness to the viewers because I was a viewer and I wish somebody would have brought this to my attention because I wouldn't have signed up for him regardless of the other stuff that I mentioned. So that's really who I was targeting. I don't think please don't go into out and attack people or each other. Like I think it needs to be talked about. Unfortunately, there's just some that it's not there's not enough good reviews for these people, and it's a critique. So you know, yeah, just thank you guys. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying sorry for, but I'm sorry, and I will see you guys in the next video. It's going to be more fun and lighthearted, so hope to see you there. And thank you guys. Adios.